everyone. Welcome to our podcast about Nadlan Expo 2023. We're going to have more than 60 lectures from top experts in the real estate industry in the US. And today we have Gabriel Amiel. Hello, Gabriel.
Gabriel. Hi, Lior. How are you?
I'm great.
I'm great.
Great to have you here.
And
you're one of
one
the
of our main speakers.
And your company is doing amazing.
amazing.
Can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, so Invest Capital Group, we are a real estate investment management company, and we are also doing development in multi-family. So I think you know what is multi-family. It's a complex of apartments that we build for rent, and it's approximately between 200 to 350 units. So as of today, we have assembled over 7 million square feet, and which represent more than $2 billion.
Wow.
So we are doing that since 20 years here in the US. We are originally from France, and we came here 20 years ago in the US. And we are doing this kind of business, and we are focused in Texas and Florida. So we know very well those two markets, and we are doing that since 20 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Back from in there with my friend. Went to see the French Riviera. Really liked it. Just got back like 2 weeks ago. I studied French when I was in high school. I know a bit. And it's really amazing. It's great to have you in October 17th, flying from Florida to Israel. Very nice. So why won't you tell us about what's going to be there? You have here the main bullet. I can read it. First of all, the title of U.S. Multi-family with 20 plus years track record of multi-family project in Florida, as you mentioned. So the first bullet is why the U.S. market not invest. So maybe you can say one, two of what you're going to talk in the convention. Each one of those.
I cannot hear you very well. I don't understand your question.
All right. Let me check. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
All right.
So
let's talk like 1-2 minutes bullet points from your lecture. First one. The smart investment.
Yeah. The first point is why the U.S. market is a smart business investment choice. It's that today the U.S. market is the only market that can offer good returns to the investors, because that is the first thing. The other point is that the U.S. economy today it's very strong. Either we have a high interest rate regarding the loans, but the inflation, we went from 9 to 6, now we are around 3%. So the economy is very strong, and we see a lot of people investing in the US market compared Europe or other market, because we have good returns on the investments.
Nice. So can you tell a few sentences the benefits of family assets, especially in Florida?
I cannot hear you.
What are the benefits of multi-family Florida and Texas?
Yes, Florida and Texas we start in those two states, but it was a good move, because today Florida, a lot of people from New York, Boston, since COVID, they moved to Florida. You have a lot of companies that they move their headquarters in Florida. So Florida is booming in terms of demographics, and people are looking for apartments to rent, because due to the interest rates that they are high today, people prefer to rent instead of buying. And people who have today apartments, they don't sell because they have a loan a very cheap loan. So that is why today the market for rent it's very interesting in Florida, and it's the same in Texas because a lot of people from California and also a lot of companies they move in Texas, and today we have a big demand also in Texas as in Florida. So the demographics and are very high. And
That's great.
That's great.
So we will go
over it in detail in the venture.
Now the third point, step-by-step process of turning land into rental communities. So your company is basically buying land, building the multi-family.
Yes. Before we were acquiring existing multifamilies, but since approximately 5-6 years, we saw that it's very difficult to find good multifamily to buy at a very good price and to create value. So we have decided to buy the land and to make all the entitlement from the acquisition of the land. So we identify the sites. So we make a very thorough due diligence in order to see the demographics, the location, where it is, the job creation, etc., the type of population. And then after, when we have done our underwriting on the site, then after we put it under contract and we go to due diligence. When you start a due diligence, so you start to spend money. You hire architects, engineers, etc., in order to have the site plan approved and the permit, and then to start the construction. So we have all this process before to get the permit, and then to go to construction, to get the financing, and to build and to deliver. So we have a full process that we have a team with a full process that we apply and that we develop from project to projects.
This is an exciting approach because most companies are looking for value-add properties and changing the tenants, doing minor renovation. But as you mentioned, today it's very hard to find these people that make sense. The numbers make sense. Your company actually built them from ground up. Great. It's exciting.
Yeah,
nice.
We create all the value from we buy a land at a very good price, and we make all the entitlement, the construction, we got the bidding, and we have all the process to choose the general contractor and to then the financing, and then the construction when it's finished, so to lease it and to get the rents and the returns that we give to the investors.
Yeah, we definitely see it now. We are building single families, and we see that a lot of the time it makes more sense to build these days than buy off market, the MLS. You can get better value and better numbers. So it's exciting to see that with multi-family. So let's go to the fourth point. Insights from experienced developers on successful projects. So I guess during the expo, you're going to tell us some insights that you guys from long-term investors have seen in the industry, what to avoid, what things should people do, what they shouldn't do, right?
Yes, we have a track record. So we have built during those 20 years a track record. So where we have done a lot of projects, where we then after we have exit on some project, so we sold them after when you have created all the value. So then after what you can expect only the CPI, the increase of the life 2.5%. So we know then after we sell it, and we know what, so we return the money to the investors with all the profit, and then continue the investors, they continue to invest with us on other project and to develop that. So it's clear that today the track record is important. So our investors, they trust us. That is the most important, is to trust the people that are doing that. And we have we gave to our investors good returns.
All right, great. And the last point we're going to discuss about the latest trends in real estate. So basically, everything that's going on in the list.
Yeah. So we will explain all the strengths of the residential assets, multifamily assets, compare other class of assets like retail, office building, etc., where today it's one of the strongest assets that everybody, it's easy to find financing because today the banks are willing to give loans to the multifamily. And today, if you are trying for office building or shopping centers, etc., it's very difficult to find financing. So it's a type of asset that investors, banks, everybody is looking to invest in those kind of assets.
All right.
So
that's great.
So can you please tell us what are we seeing? The pictures, these are past projects.
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
What are the projects that we're seeing in the picture?
What project you are? What? Sorry, I can't hear.
On the screen,
I'm sharing your brochure
with a few projects. So if you cannot tell us a bit about them.
Oh yes. So on the top, on the left top, so it's a project in Daytona Beach in Florida that we started 2 months ago. And it's a project where we are doing more than 350 units. So the project is it's around it's around more than 100 million, and we started the construction after doing all the process that I explained to you. So that is in Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach, it's a growing area because Daytona is on the SpaceX, and SpaceX, it's where you have a lot of companies from California, electronic companies that they move to this area. And we have a big demand of apartments. And the fact also that today you have not a lot of developers that they can find financing. You don't have a lot of project coming because the developers that they are not known in the market and in the financing area. So they have difficulties to finance their deal. So when we will have our project ready, so it's clear the market will grow and we have a lot of demand. So the other project that you have on the screen is in Orlando. So this project, we are starting this construction next month. It's 352 apartments. We have done the first phase. This first phase is finalized, and now we are starting the second phase. And we bought this land. It was in 2019, a very good price. And so the investors are taking advantage of the land that we bought at a good price. And we are developing these 352 units. The other one on the left, it's in San Antonio, Texas, in Alamo, where we are building 375 units. We started construction, it was last August, and in 10 months it will be ready, completely ready. And the other one on the right, it's in Cape Coral, and we will start this project by the end of the year, beginning of next year. Yeah,
it's amazing.
All right.
So here we have a bit of information about the company. Everyone can read it online. What you focus, everything that you explained.
The process
overview,
all these brochures, you will be able to get in our convention. You're going to have a full lecture from Gabriel. This is Gabriel's team. And you have a lot of additional information that we will go into either in physical event or online. So thank you very much, Gabriel, for joining us. And we will see you on October 17th in Israel.
Absolutely.
Excited to see you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you
Leo.
so much for joining.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.